How to be a hero to your kids. I've learned this. If you do not communicate with your children, if you do not listen to them and share with them, you will never become a hero to your child. And what I had to learn was to listen to my kids. Now, I didn't come up with a couple of these ideas myself. It was my wife mentoring me on what to do. And this is some of the things that I did that I would suggest to you if you have children. One, if I was downtown working or something, I'd try to come home early when my kids were home from school, just with nothing else but to focus on what they were doing. And you know, some of the best times I ever had was coming home early with no agenda except to be with my kids. Another would be get up early in the morning. I would get up early in the morning and get dressed maybe 20, 30 minutes earlier, so then I could be with my kids from the time of waking them up through the time they walked out that door or I took them to school. And that extra 30 minutes there just amazed me how much I would dialogue and listen to my children. Another thing, take them with you. You know, my children have been all over the world on so many trips, and I travel, I'd take one of my kids with me. And then when I did, I made sure that when I was on the road that I wasn't as busy as I normally am. But I'd arranged that I had a lot more time off in the evenings, the afternoons, everything, that I could just interact with my daughter or my son. And then another is pick them up at school. Take them on a date. When I was home almost every day with 4 kids, I would try to pick them up at noon to have lunch with them, a date away from school. And you know, not one teacher ever complained. And I always say to the teacher, now when do I need to have them back? And almost every time they say, oh, it doesn't matter. You know why? Any teacher knows that a child could spend an hour with their father is far better than an hour in a class. But I always had them back when the next class started to show respect to the teacher and to show my children the importance that I place in education. But I would take my kids out, turn my cell phone off. Dad, if the world can run without you, let alone without 1 hour of your cell phone on, or Mom. And I'd turn the cell phone off. And from the time I met them at school and I dropped them back off, my entire focus was on my child, just to listen to them, to talk to them, to interact with them, and to go to a place where they wanted to go to have lunch, or I'd bring a special lunch and we'd go have a picnic in the park or something. They really enjoyed that. But pick them up at school. Go on a date can be a phenomenal time to talk. And then, this one, especially when the kids were younger, I would not only put them to bed, I'd climb in bed with them. And you know, some of the most marvelous memories I have was in bed with my daughter and my son. They'd put their arm here, and we would just laugh together. We'd talk about the day and something that happened that day or whatever. Was probably some of the best times of communication I ever had with my kids, was going to bed with them. And I encourage you, find ways to be alone with your child just to talk and interact.